So you should have just received a message to say that we're recording. The one thing I probably haven't said yet is welcome to Wellingborough Community Resilience Forum. The point of this forum is it's for local people and organisations to work on community stuff, community resilience. And believe it or not, I did press the button there, but nothing happened. That was quite impressive, wasn't it? Here we go. So every month we have a theme, if you like. Today is all about warm spaces, keeping warm over the winter during the cost of living crisis. And we're also going to briefly touch on wellbeing as well. I've asked Joe already to talk about a new forum that's come up, the Wellbeing Forum. So we'll squeeze that in either during the presentation or shortly afterwards. We've done our welcome and our introductions already, by the way, and then we look at how we can help, how we can work together, any new activities that everybody's got, and then we'll look at the conclusions and proposals. And that's all going to be done in the next hour and a half, so that's quite exciting. I'll try and press the right buttons, we might get somewhere. So let's look at warm spaces first. These are something that I don't think has ever happened before, but obviously they're something that is vital this winter due to the cost of living crisis. And I'm saying they're vital, but why? We've got a cost of living crisis, and many of us are facing tough decisions. Some of us have moved away from working from the office and are working from home and are facing higher bills. Others are facing either even harder choices, whether to heat or eat. And here's some lovely pensioners from Leicestershire. Those that have been on the forum before have probably recognised this photo before. It's a bit like the eco group. There's a lot of recycling going on. A lot of people, including the elderly, are really facing struggles at the moment, whether they choose to heat or eat their houses. So a warm space is for anyone, old, young, families, single, in need of warmth in the community. They're a warm space to share with others. The idea is they're completely free. You don't have to pay to use them, and they provide a warm welcome to all. Some venues, including ones that I'm going to be talking about in a second, will also offer hot drinks, hot food, activities, and possibly other services like free Wi-Fi. So, where are they? The council services have decided to set up, and Sophie might correct me on this, all of the local libraries as warm spaces because they're open generally 6 days a week. Our one in Wellingborough is open Monday to Friday 9 till 6, Saturdays 9 till 5. So anybody can come in there, sit, read a book, some have coffee and tea available. The other one that's on the Northamptonshire map is the West Afro-Caribbean Association on Rock Street. They're open 7 days a week according to the website, so Mel might correct me in a second, and they serve food at their open cafe on Wednesdays 10 till 1. We've got some new ones just started as well. So one that started a couple of weeks ago is the Victoria Centre. The photo on the left there is actually what they ate last week. So one of the helpers shared a photo of what's happening at the Victoria Centre. So that's quite cool. Another one. What time is that, Kevin? Is that 10 till 2, isn't it?
10 till 2. But can I just sort of say, they ate a lot better than what we can see there, but we were kind of barred from doing any online advertising. And it was like we were suddenly given permission. And I just took a quick snapshot. They ate much better than you can see there, I promise.
That's good news, Kevin. Is it still
potatoes and beans? Jack of potatoes and beans. Perfect lunch.
Sounds good.
It's very good. They had cheese as well.
Oh,
no, we had a proper cook in there. Chef toasted sandwiches, lots of stuff. In fact, because I'm also, following in Jonathan's example of taking nearly outdated food from a local shop, we're actually able to give them cakes and croissants and all sorts.
Fabulous. Sounds amazing. And a very good idea. Also, St Mark's Church on the Queensway have done a warm room, I think they're calling it, every Wednesday, 10 till 3. They again are supplying some warm food, maybe even more than Kevin in Victoria Centre. We're not going to have a competition on this, mate, are we? And like I say, that's every week. Christmas services. Again, I'm going to let Kevin sort of introduce what he told me earlier. And extra days are potentially being provided by both the Victoria Centre and St Mark's Church. Another thing that's happening is Glamis Hall and Wellingbury Eco Group are working together to start their winter warm spaces at the Eco Hub. They are starting on the 1st of December. We're holding them 4 days a week, and that includes 10 till 2 on a Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, and also various themed winter warmers at the weekends. Next Sunday, not in 2 days' time Sunday, it's going to be a veggie and vegan one. So everybody's welcome to come. It's a pot sharing event.
Jonathan,
Marion.
can I just say, you might have more up-to-date information than me, but I thought the St Mark's one was on a Wednesday 10 till 1.
I believe it's 10 till 3. That's what social media told me Wednesday night when I looked at it. But you might be correct.
No, I think if you've seen it on social media, that's fair enough. I just sort of check.
Yeah, no, they have it in their vestry, which is a nice compact room. And that started this week, I believe. I saw a photo of a handful of people in there enjoying some snacks and quite a nice time together. So nice that these little community sort of events are happening and people are being looked after. Okay, so just in case anybody else is tempted, who can offer a warm space? It must be a publicly accessible location. I think that's the main thing. A lot of food banks, in particular in the area, are run from private homes. I'm thinking about the Wilby Food Group and Redeem Funds. You wouldn't be able to have a warm room working with that. It could be a coffee shop, could be a co-working space, it could be an office, it could be a pub, it could be a weekly community centre drop-in. Warm spaces come in all different sizes. Could be a homework club in a local church on a Tuesday, or an over 65s community centre drop-in, or a library, co-working desk open all weekend. So here we go. Now these tips aren't my tips, they're from the Welcome Warm Spaces website. But it's common sense, really. I think that making people comfortable, giving them something to do, making people feel good about themselves, not necessarily sort of making it feel like a charity, trying to offer the service as a mutual support. The last bit's quite interesting because we all seem to be calling things different. I think Kevin at the Victoria Centre is calling yours a warm bank. The church, St Mark's, are calling it a warm room, and we're calling it a winter warm space. Who knows who's right, but this particular website suggests what it says there. My presentations aren't meant to be comprehensive, by the way. They're just to sort of spark sort of conversation. And the next little bit is very lightly touching on well-being.
Jonathan,
Marion.
before we go on to well-being generally, would it be good to just ask if anybody else is planning to have a warm space, or if they know of any other warm spaces that are being created?
I think you just asked that question. Is anybody else planning to do that? Have I summarised everybody that's doing anything on this call. We do normally look at events and activities after the presentation, but
Um, sorry, Jonathan, the Wellingborough Bakers do a warm space now on a Sunday afternoon from 2 till 3:30.
okay, that's good
And
to
they're
know.
on about maybe do one in the week as well, but you haven't decided on a day yet. So that's what we're talking about.
So that's a Sunday from what time to what time?
2 to 3:30. It's only on the first Sunday of the month, though. Sorry, I don't know if I said that.
No, but that's good.
But
Okay.
they're talking about doing something maybe weekly on a different day, but we haven't decided exactly yet. So
I'm scribbling down, which is why you're getting the radio silence. What we're hoping to do with the warm spaces, and I was going to try and sort of talk about this later, is that perhaps use our Wellingborough organisation's website to have a list that people that offer other warm space services can then dive into and then have a look at to see who else is doing it. So, for instance, the residents of the Victoria area are clearly going to go to Victoria Centre on a Tuesday, but they might also want to benefit from another warm room on a different day. So Kevin could possibly look at the list and go, oh, we're doing that on a Sunday or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? It's just a way to work together. So we'll share details on that later.
So Jonathan, sorry, it's Sophie here.
Sophie.
We've had to register our warm space at the library so that there is a directory somewhere where we're all registering, my guess. I don't know any more details, but if anybody else does, then that's grand. Otherwise, I can find out a little more and then signpost.
There's 3 directories already. There's 2 national ones. There's one called warmspaces.org, I believe. They're based in Norwich and they started in August to basically register lots of places. That Martin Lewis fella sort of recommended them. There's one called Welcome Warm Spaces. Again, national website. And then, of course, there's Northamptonshire Council, where I got the map from that I showed earlier. But that only does show Wacker and the library at the moment. And as myself and Marion sort of discussed the other day, it doesn't seem to have contact details on there to update that. But I'm sure that once we've got a list, we'll share it with them and hopefully they can update theirs as well.
Yeah, so Sophie, if you're able to find out how groups can let Northampton Council know about their various warm spaces that they're setting up, that'd be really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. I will do that.
Thank you for that, Sophie. Sorry, I was battling through to try and get I don't know. Anyway, has anybody got any other tips or anything to share about warm spaces?
All looks good to me.
Thank you muchly, Kevin.
I've just sort of just put in that at the moment Northamptonshire Community Foundation's running an appeal about focusing on poverty hurts, which obviously fuel poverty comes into that. But then we're also going to be we've just sort of soft launched at the moment an appeal around winter wellbeing. So we're just at the moment sort of raising the profile of that campaign and appeal to get donations in, and that should, like the poverty hurts, that should turn into a rolling programme for organisations to apply to.
That's fantastic, Matt. Thank you for that. Okay, one more thing on that I probably will get shot if I don't mention is that the winter warm spaces thing that we're doing, like with Glamis Hall and Wellingborough Eco Group, also includes some energy advice and also some winter warm packs as well. So it's a whole winter warm project rather than just winter warm spaces. The big front of it, if you like, is the winter warm spaces. But there's a lot of help there, and we're going to be working with other organisations to facilitate that. And Karen, who's keeping us, I think, is organising the packs. So,
just on that as well as the warm space, the warm packs, we've also had funding to carry out up to 35 retrofit assessments for people that are likely to qualify for Eco4 grants on their homes to have various energy retrofit actions carried out on their homes. So I've recently qualified. This is part of a service that we're looking to offer through the WCAP project. So I've recently qualified as a domestic and a retrofit assessor, and we're going to be using this as a pilot to actually help people have some really, have some practical advice and then see how to actually access those grants, which is hopefully going to make quite a big impact for people. And that's just the start of something we want to offer.
yeah, no, it's very good. Another thing, because the Eco Hub is being sort of funded, looked after, partnered, whatever you want to call it, we're also working with Great Well Homes on their Warm Homes initiative. So they've already sort of had a session at our Happy Cafes on the Thursdays, which this will include. So as many partners who want to join in with us, and we've got a local PCSO who's going to come and talk to people about their security at these events too. More than welcome. And it's all about sort of all working together, which is what the point of this forum is, of course. Shall I move on? Oh,
Jonathan, I think Judy had a question.
did you, Judy? Sorry, not come up on my screen. I do apologise.
Sorry, just unmuting. I just put it in the chat. I just wanted to know what a winter warm pack is.
Shall I explain?
Yeah, you explain. Yeah.
So we've got some funding to help up to 75 households pick a pack of items to the value of £40 to help them with either keeping warm over winter or energy, say buying energy saving devices, etc. So basically be a free warm pack to those households that we can identify. Many of the organisations as part of the Wellingborough Climate Action Project were helping out on the Household Support Fund activities, which NCF put out a few months ago in the summer. So we have got quite a few people that we can contact to see if they're going to need help. But I mean, 75 is not a great deal, but it will hopefully help that many families with some basic nuts and bolts that they can choose from a list. We've got a list of things that can help. So,
but what sort of things? I mean, like hot water bottles or
yeah.
what?
It could be as simple as buying as choosing. It is going to be down to each person or family depending on what they've already got. We didn't want to just have a prescribed thing, so they could choose from things like hot water bottles, or maybe they would like to have some of the silver foil that you can put behind a radiator, or extra draft proof insulation items around the doorways, or somebody might want to have maybe not have a slow cooker, and they might like to choose a slow cooker as an item that would help them save energy, cook their meal using less energy. So that there is a list that we're going to go through. Karen picked off a few items, and we've only just had the funding confirmed, so we'll be working through that list, deciding maybe the 10 items that we want to make available, then getting in touch with various people who from the groups that we're connected with, and seeing what people need, then putting it all together. And if we've got any other extra bits, we might put those in as well. So it's kind of getting those packs together probably quite quickly, really, for Christmas, hopefully.
Definitely. Okay. I'd just like to say hello to Ashley from Sir Christopher Hatton School. She sort of snuck in. Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. I believe so. Sorry, go on. You can
Sorry,
say
I was just looking to make community links where I can and see where the school can get involved. So just kind of listening. We obviously can't offer any sort of safe space, safeguarding wise, for anyone apart from the students, but it's really helpful if we can signpost parents in the right direction. So it's just nice to just know what's going on in the community.
Fabulous. I believe Sophie from the library had her hand up. It actually came up on the screen.
Yes, I just wanted to ask Marion about the winter warm packs, and also the other item you were talking about that you would assess for, in terms of what's the signposting or referral routes if individuals happen to come into the library.
I think to be fair, Sophie, probably the one, so there's three elements of the funding that we've had from Community Matters, which is National Grid. The element to do with the warm space will be somewhere you can signpost people to. The other two items are probably going to be people that we're going to contact ourselves directly, because otherwise we'll be completely inundated and we've only got the funds for 75 packs. And in terms of the retrofit assessments, that's an assessment of people's homes to see what energy measures could be installed for them to help them. So again, I mean, we can come back to you if we're short on referrals, but yeah, it should be a very useful route for helping up to 35 people. What we're hoping after we've done this, we'll be able to get funding to help many more people going forward throughout the year, because this is the side of the equation that needs addressing. Warm spaces obviously only offer a kind of band-aid, helping to insulate homes and enable people to maybe generate their own power or access you know, non-fossil fuel heating solutions is really the way we all need to be going. But we've only got a little bit of funding to start that, but yeah.
But the Eco Hub's going to be there for people to sort of get general advice, either through our partnership with Great Well Homes, Warm Homes, because a lot of our customers, if you like, up there are Wellingborough Homes customers. They live in the local area. Or we've got a website called Energy Savers that has loads and loads of information about how to save energy, how to improve your home to save energy. And we've got a display at the Eco Hub that shares a lot of that information if people wanted to see it. So that's cool. I shall move on because I've got.
Sorry,
go on.
Sophie, I'd look at the assessment side of things that we're doing at the moment as a trial, so that when we can then put the details forward for other grants to say, this is what we've done, this is how it's helped people, so that we can then go for more funding to open it up to the wider community rather than just those we already know about.
Whilst we're still talking about warm spaces, Simon's been beavering away. He's also noticed that there's nothing registered on either the warm spaces or the welcome warm spaces in Wellingborough, which is why I copied the Northamptonshire map to show you what was actually sort of registered. Now I'm going to move on because I want Joe to tell us all about the new wellbeing forum that we both went to, and there's a couple of other people on this call that went to. And if I can get my button to work, here we go. And I'd like Merle to talk us all about Coanza. So this looks like I'm cheating really and using the same photo first, but I'll give you a prize if you can spot the obvious difference. No, nobody wants to win. Oh, it was only 20 quid. But anyway, the difference is that you can actually see the faces in this one. So they're actually looking in there. And what wellbeing is, simply put, is how we're doing as individuals or communities or as a nation, and how sustainable that is for the future. Sometimes referred to as social welfare or a social value. And I'll get my tongue out in a second. And essentially, well-being is us. That's a nice little picture there that says roughly what it is, but it encompasses all the environmental factors that affect our lives and the experiences that we have. It can be economic, it can be health, it can be education, and so on. It's also the aspects that sort of determine ourselves through our own capabilities, how we feel about ourselves, our relationship, and our sense of purpose. The little picture on the side there that I'm whizzing around with my mouse is a way of sort of, I don't know, how can I put it nicely? of trying to have more well-being. So try and give, keep learning, connect with people, take notice, and be active. This is the same thing, but expanded, if you like. And yes, these rainbow colours do directly relate to the picture. So I can read it all out, but I probably won't. For instance, positive emotions and gratitude. The start of the big paragraph on the website was being in charge of your emotions and through your strengths. It's all about sort of us thriving as individuals or communities or as a nation. You can see, like, even sort of learning, for instance, the accompaniment and optimism arrow on there. Simply growing your brain, going to Wellingborough Library, dare I say it, Sophie, reading a few books, expanding yourself. The big thing that hits on there, apart from obviously trying to be healthy, keeping fit, is showing that you're good. Do you know what I mean? Doing good to feel good. And I think sort of we all should have very good well-being, all of us, because we're all trying to be good, which is why we're on this forum. Now, what I'm going to do, I might come back to it, I might not. But I would like Joe, wherever Joe is, who's looking at something in the car park by the looks of it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just watching something happening. Sorry. Keeping an eye.
Now, dare I say, you probably paid much more attention. I know Simon was there and Kevin was there as well at the new wellbeing forum. So I've bottled out of this one because I had to leave a bit early to go and see the mayor. And I thought, well, I know somebody who's been taking notes. Would you like to tell us all about the new wellbeing forum and what the point of it is?
So there's a new wellbeing forum. It's basically replacing other wellbeing forums that were meeting and joining them all together. So there'll now be a wellbeing forum that will report to the Health and Wellbeing Board at Northants Council Council. And below the forum are the local area partnerships, which will be organisations and groups either in urban Wellingborough or rural that will meet up. So it could be a group like us would meet up. Simon, stop me if I'm getting this wrong. You meet up, and if there's an issue that people are trying to resolve that you can't resolve on your own, so we'll use the warm rooms as an example. We've identified there's a need of warm rooms. We don't know how to go about it. We need some help. You go to the local partnerships, try and get everybody involved, try and all work together and resolve it between us. If we feel we were unsuccessful or we wanted more support, we would then elevate it to the forums, who would feed back down their help and advice from their higher position. And if they can't resolve it, the wellbeing board would then get involved. But it's also a route for us on the ground to notify the council as to what the local problems are. Instead of the Health and Wellbeing Board going, right, we're going to put warm rooms into place, and actually the public don't want them, for example, we can turn around and say, no, it's a waste of time. We need to be doing this, so that it's information going to the council from the ground up rather than the council telling us what they think is best for all of us.
Cool.
What was the first level called again, Joe?
LAPs, local area partnerships. So the first meeting for Wellingborough Urban is on the 14th of December at the Victoria Centre. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, Victoria Centre. Hold on, I've got the time somewhere as well.
Would either Kevin or Simon like to add to that? I think that was very good, Joe. I'm not going to give you 10 gold stars or something, but that was.
So if anybody wants further information, I do have an email I can send round on what they're going to be, sort of a brief introduction to the LAPs.
That would be good. There are a couple of people on here that aren't on our community@wellingborough.org email list. I can subscribe everybody, so do tell me if you want to be on that. We also have a WhatsApp group Again, share your details. I'll put you on there. It's a great way to share with everybody. It just gets things out, and then everybody can share what everybody else is doing, which is a real kind of organic, nice way of doing things. Did you want to say anything, Simon? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe, you summed it up pretty well there. I haven't had the Wellingborough one through, but I've had the Kettering one come through, and basically what it's saying on there is it's basically the LAPs are accessible for all communities, so that it's basically, you know, covering all walks of life, make sure that people aren't left behind. It's a communities first approach is being taken as well, so it's really for those LAPs to form the information to be able to escalate up the chain rather than it coming, the directive coming from above downwards, which I think is a fantastic opportunity really to make sure that the real voice is heard into the right people as well. So it is fairly new as well, and I've forgotten the lady's name, and I should know, but obviously, I think. Sorry, say that again.
Pratima?
No, Pratima.
No? She was leading it, wasn't she?
Yeah, so Pratima was from the Northamptonshire Support Northamptonshire, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Do you mean Ali?
Yeah.
Is it Ali?
Sorry,
Is it Ali?
yes, Ali. Thank
Ali.
you. That's right. So Ali's not been long in her position at Northants Council, and I think it's the way of being able to make sure that our voice at community level is heard directly with the right people. So we need to take advantage and explore the opportunity where we can. And then they're happening all across the area as well. So there's obviously the Corbury, there's the Kettering groups as well, and obviously into East Northants as well. And then from there, that information, as I understand it, will feed into the anchor institution, which is what I sit on as well for the whole of Northamptonshire and the west of Northamptonshire as well, to make sure that the county has got the relative information being fed into those that needs to hear it further up the chain.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
And when they say community groups, it's not just community groups, it's churches and different faiths and different organizations. They're trying to get everybody around the same table so it can all be from all walks of life to feed upwards.
It's more than that too. I'll let you in a second, Marion. It's there was a chap there from a walking club in Findham, for instance, yes. And there was the emergency services and health services too. Marion.
Just wanted to ask with the local area partnerships, because these are all, so it's just a focus on well-being at the local area partnerships. That's the first bit. And secondly, can ordinary citizens go? You know, they might not be attached to a group. They might be coming from a particular area and want to understand or ask questions. Can they come to those partnerships as well? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure on that one.
From what I understand, I think they can at the LAP level, but not at the board level, which is what we were. I mean, Joe, how many people were in the room? Was there, what, 45, 50 people in the room, wasn't
40,
there? And that
50,
was at that level.
It was incredible to see how many people were there from all the different organisations.
And even I was saying to Pratima that there should be representation from this group, and they're saying, well, that
we all added groups, didn't we, that were missing.
Yeah, and that should go into the LAP, the local area partnership level. But I think the key thing is to recognise as well, there's two for Wellingborough, isn't it? There's the rural, yeah, and then there's the urban. Thank you. Yeah, I should know. I've read the information. Trust me, there's a lot of it flying around, but the good thing is that this has been formed to be able to make sure that we can have this voice, and I think that's the key thing for us all, really.
Yeah, and they were also saying that you wouldn't be at the LAP level, even at the forum level as well. You wouldn't necessarily be required to go to every meeting. If there was a subject being discussed that you didn't have a specialist in or didn't feel you'd be able to contribute to, you didn't have to go to that one, because the other organisations would lead on whatever that issue was. But then if an issue came up in the area that you are related to, like for me, if it was an elderly decision, one of my colleagues would go rather than me. But if it was a community thing, I would go. So it depends on what's being discussed and what's being focused on, and whether you can assist as to whether you would help.
Yeah, I don't know, like you're never going to be able to read that, but if you can see my little screen, you've kind of got, it's not all of the rural that's called Wellingborough Rural. No. Kind of your Wilbys and the north west of Wellingborough is coming under Wellingborough Urban. So I know, like, it looks like the Green Man, doesn't it, with half his head chopped off. That's basically the cut, if you like. Yes, and I will let you have this pack if you want it, Joe. Alex, you've had your hand up for ages. Sorry.
That's right, thank you. So just to get a bit more from just my understanding, are the local area partnerships and this work around the wellbeing forum, is that under the integrated care system, or is this something else? It is part of ICS. Okay, great.
I've actually got the Wellingborough map on my PC if you want me to share it, Jonathan.
You can do, that'd be fab, yeah, because obviously that's going to cover most of us on the call, I think.
Can I share, please?
Crocky, now you're going to ask me how to work it. Here we go.
I'll make sure I should share the right thing as well, because I've got about 50,000 windows open on my PC as well. But at least it'll give people the idea of what's urban and what's rural, just so that you can visualize it.
Would you like to try and share now? I might have enabled it.
That's the one. There we go. Hopefully that you can see this okay. So urban is obviously the town.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
You got it now, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the urban and the rural areas that you're here branded around. So obviously the rural goes down as far as Eastern Maldon and Beaujeu and that. So, and then up to Isham in the urban part.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's sort of going on. I suppose it is Earl's Barton as well, but yeah, okay. Good. And funny area, East Northants urban as well, but there we go. We can also.
They kept the same areas as were in the county before the unitary. So you had Wellingborough, Kettering, Corby, and East Northants. So they kept them divided that way for the areas partnerships to all work together.
So yeah,
it made sense.
It's the way most organisations are sorted.
Yeah, GP surgeries and things will be involved as well. They'll be feeding into the groups.
Cool.
So sorry, for the urban area then, which is Wellingborough town plus the villages on the western side of Wellingborough. I'm thinking with my town council hat on for a minute. So in terms of the town council engaged, or the town or parish councils engaging with that, you'd probably be seeing maybe representation from the town, Wellingborough Town Council, and also from the parishes, covering like Mears Ashby, Earl's Barton, Allingbury, Isham, etc. Little Harrogate, I imagine.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay. Could I possibly interrupt us? I will go back to my presentation in a second, but I'd like Merle to tell us all about Kwanzaa. And I'm probably saying that wrong, Merle. I do apologise. Just for everybody's benefit, this little video, the recording of Merle is going to be used on the Wellingborough Eco Group Advent Calendar, which is a thing we do every year to publicise various different activities, be they community or be they eco, in the town and around. So I'll let Merle talk.
Right. It is actually Kwanzaa. And it's a celebration that lasts for 7 days, and it's not an alternative to Christmas or anything like that, but it is, some people celebrate it in spite of Christmas, some people celebrate it instead of Christmas, and some people celebrate it along with Christmas, because it runs from the 26th of December to the 1st of January. And we are having a small workshop at the library on the 10th of December, just to celebrate and to make people more aware of Kwanzaa. And it covers creativity. There'll be some artistic work going on for people to join in. There'll be storytelling for children. There will be packs for children to take away to do coloring, all related to Kwanzaa. There'll be some Kwanzaa fact sheets telling them about the 7 days of Kwanzaa, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and how it came about in 1966 when it was started by a Dr. Karenga in the United States. When it followed the 1965 riots in Los Angeles, and out of that, Dr. Karenga thought that African Americans or anybody with African descent needed some sort of holiday or celebration that covered and connected to their African roots and Kwanzaa came into being, and it celebrates family, community, and culture. And it runs for 7 days, and it covers 7 principles, starting from unity and ending with faith. In between, you have self-determination, you have cooperative economics, you have there's 7 of them. Creativity, you have purpose, and that you celebrate one each day. And when you get to the final day, which is the 1st of January, it should bring you to the beginning of the new year with a renewed sense of family, community, and culture. So on the 10th of December at the library, along with the group Cinnamon Arts, we're going to be Made with Money is going to be there, just doing some creative artistic work with families to help them understand what Kwanzaa is about. And if they wish to celebrate Kwanzaa, they can go away with information on how they can and that sort of thing. So everybody's welcome. It's a family celebration. And as I said, it's not instead of Christmas or in spite of Christmas. It can be celebrated along with Christmas.
Thank you very much for sharing that. I know we covered it last year, and you had a series of events last year, I believe. Are there any more events that you're doing? Is it like you did quite a bit at WACA last year? It may have been the year before, sorry.
We ended up having to cancel the stuff last year because,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, if you remember,
Yeah.
the numbers in COVID began to rise in December, and we ended up canceling quite. So this one is a miniature of what we would have really done during that Kwanzaa week last year, but we've kind of compressed it into a workshop so that, and we've put it in a central place like the library so that families can come along. And we are very much aware of the whole issue around warm spaces and that sort of thing. So we're trying to get people into some of the warm spaces, which the library is one of them too. And so that people are aware of because, you know, there's different communities in Wellingborough who are still not on the awareness line. They're still trying to find out what's going on in Wellingborough. Where can I do this? How can I do that? And we're hoping that, you know, the more things we do like this and putting them in different community centers will draw people out, and people will be aware of, you know, where you can go for help, what you can do, and that sort of thing, even while you're still doing something creative and artistic.
Does Sophie know what she's let herself in for? I'm being slightly cheeky here, Mel, because last year's activities were all quite noisy. I'm not saying that they're going to be this year, but
the library, I think they're ready for it, because we did along with Lemon Pop workshops, we had the launch of the Mr. P project, Mike Prescott tribute, and that Black History Month thing on the 8th of October, and the children were not quiet, and they were allowed to be. What I love now about the library, I have to say, Sophie, it's that it's no longer the shh area.
Yeah, it's not a quiet space.
It's not
anymore.
a quiet space anymore. It's a real community
space.
Is.
And when people come in saying to their children, shh, we say you don't need to be shh. And I think we've got enough space for there to still be
for different things. Yeah.
But we always enjoy.
They're ready, Jonathan. They're ready.
Yeah, we always enjoy working with them.
Sorry, I had a couple of questions, and that was one of them. But has anybody else got any other questions for Mel?
Okay, but we're sending out flyers and that kind of thing, so people will see the flyer. We'll drop off a few hard copies at certain places so that people can actually take a flyer away. And we just look inviting everybody. Everybody's welcome.
Sounds amazing. Marion, I think, had a question.
Yeah, how do you spell Kwanzaa?
KWANZAA, Kwanzaa.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you very much for for sharing that. I hope everybody gets to joining with that. I was looking forward to it next year. I'm not known to be quiet, but there we go. We won't go into that too much. I've got a couple more slides to show you. I must admit, I can't remember what's on them, so I'm just going to bang through those. And then the next thing to do is just to sort of share with everybody. So let me see if I can get the button to work. Where are you? There we go. Press the right buttons, get the right answers. Do apologise about that. It's probably the next bit we're going to talk about anyway. So how can we help? How can we help Mel with her Kwanzaa? I've said it wrong for about a year now, so there's no hope, is there? This is pretty much a standard slide, I think, that comes up every time, but mostly it's telling us to share with each other, to help each other sort of promote different activities by making our services accessible, and to provide sort of practical and useful advice, tips to save money, activities for people, and help the people access the support that is available. So obviously we're all community centres or businesses. We all play a role, be it with, say, our employees or customers with businesses, or the people using our services as community locations. And of course, this is what we do on this forum. We all work together to try and make Wellingborough a better place to live and work for everybody. We have this forum once a month. I was going to ask everybody, but I think everybody's going to be sort of the same opinion. I don't think we'll have one in December, because I think that's sort of a couple of days before New Year. We have our email list, as I was saying earlier. I've had a couple of people request to go on there, Val and Judy, which is great. Anybody else is more than welcome on that. There are currently 34 people on that list. We've got a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group. Everybody's got a Facebook group these days, haven't they? But it's all there so that we can share with each other, everybody. And of course, don't forget, we have a website too. So I've just redone our website, because last time we talked about putting a calendar on there of all different events, and the calendar wouldn't work on the previous version of the website. So I've had to redo the website to incorporate it on. But that is now live. If you go to wellingborough.org, on the front page, there's a small version of the calendar. There's events there from the library to, I believe, Kevin, I've stuck on your warm space. There's a few from the eco group, but there's obviously a lot more scope. It's in an agenda format, so it's not all crowded into tiny little boxes. It's just a list of when things are on. So people that have a lot of people coming in, like for instance you, Sophie, at the library, can look at it and refer people to different events that are going on around the town. So it's quite a useful thing to have. The website is our website. I do it, or should I say, I do it for everybody. If you want content on there, tell me about it. We've got a Ukrainian help page with lots of things going on there. The Access for All Facebook group have got a page on there, and I'm going to build a page, write a page, whatever you call it, about the warm spaces, so that anybody that has people coming into their spaces can let people know about other services around the town. And you'll be glad to know that's the last slide. So the next bit always is and always has been about you. So please do share what you're doing. I shall stop sharing the screen. If I can find my mouse, there we go. And you're all back. And of course, everybody's just taken a bite of a sandwich or something like that. Do apologise about that. Yes, of course, Judy, the Repair Cafe can go on there. Would you like to tell everybody about the Repair Cafe, Judy?
I could do if you like, yeah. I expect most of you may know about it already, but we have a Repair Cafe at Eco Hub on the second Saturday of the month, where people can bring along their broken items, electrical or electronic things, or clothing, or possibly other things as well, depending on which repairers we've got. And we have some repairers there that will help to fix them. We are actually in need of more repairers, so if anyone knows of anyone that likes fixing things, they'll be very welcome to join us.
I'm not sure if Marion's pointing at her name on the screen. It looks like it.
No, I was pointing at my wife.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, I was going to ask Karen to speak next, but you were making a funny gestation at me, so I thought I'd better see what you're up to. Karen, you do loads and loads of interesting things. You're obviously on a different part of the screen to what Marion's got for me, but would you like to tell us a bit about the things that you do and don't shout about enough?
What do I do? I'm the coordinator of the Innate Writers Group. We meet once a fortnight via Zoom. So it's a free activity for people if they fancy doing some writing. On a Thursday evening, once a fortnight. And the next one, I believe, is the 8th of December, if that's a Thursday. It's either the 8th or the 10th. I haven't quite got my dates right. I think it's the 8th.
It is the 8th. It clashes with our Happy Poems workshop again.
Sorry.
Come and be hybrid at our thing. We're now hybrid at the Eco Hub, so everybody can be in the same thing. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so we meet on a Thursday nights at 7:30 via Zoom, and yeah, and anyone's welcome if they fancy doing some writing. We do exercises together and get people writing, and as I say, it's a free event. If you're interested, or if anyone's interested, just email me. I could put my email address up, and I will add you to the list. Or yeah, I think that's that. I also do a disability group social support group via Zoom again, usually on a Friday morning. I had to cancel it this morning, but normally it's every Friday morning between, well, it's about 11 till it's almost 12, half 12 or 1. It depends on who turns up and what support they need, or if people, you know, how it goes really. But it's at least for an hour every Friday morning from 11. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Ashley, we haven't heard much from you. I know you kind of introduced yourself in the middle of the presentation, but I do sometimes wonder if they can see your face. So
yeah, I think I've got my camera on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just kind of started. I've just set up with it. Obviously it's just within the school, a youth social action group. So there's about 15 students, and they wanted to focus on period poverty. So we've set up a system where there's spaces around the school for them to get free period products, and any student that's entitled to free school meals can order their period products monthly from me through some government funding. So that's just where we're starting. We're wanting to get much more involved with the community. We're doing daily litter picks within the school site, but we're hoping where the weather's a bit nicer and it's not dark at school, we can branch out into the local community as well. So yeah, we're just very much starting with the community stuff. So just seeing where we can get involved would be great.
Fabulous. And Ashley came and joined me at Tuesday Tidy Ups and Swap Shop and whatever else is on a Tuesday afternoon at Eco Hub. It was lovely to see, and you and was it head of security or something? You brought your bodyguard.
Head of behaviour.
Head of behaviour, that was it. Yeah, it's not quite as
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No worries.
I think that might be Mary from Redeem Funds, but she's Mary has joined us. Are you there, Mary?
I am, but my apologies. I'm going on a school run, so I would rather listen.
Okay. I'll let you share when you're able to then. Would anybody else like to jump in and share something? Sophie would.
Yeah, just a rundown of what's going on in the library over December, really, because we're nearly there, aren't we? So we have our monthly friendship tea club and group, which is actually changing to fortnightly because it is being so well attended, and I think that coincides with the time of year. We started it off during Loneliness Awareness Week, and it has grown since then. So on a Monday 2 till 4, the next one is the 5th of December. we have a group of people coming together to chat, to have tea and cake. Sometimes people bring in cake to share, and often we'll have other partners come in. We've had the Supporting Independence group team come in at our last meeting, really just to signpost and support people if required. So if that sort of fits with other people's offer, it could be that people have multiple groups that they can engage in over the winter period, which is always useful for some of our community. So that's on Mondays. All of our groups are available through the library's website. If you click on library's activities and then look at Wellingborough Library in particular, then you can see at a glance what's going on. But what we can do as well is share our what's on once it's published out to you, Jonathan, so that you can pop it onto the calendar.
Yeah, no, that'd be perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that would be good. We've got our ongoing board games cafe, which I know there's a few of them around Wellingborough, but I think it's about offering variety of times for people as well. And we have engaged with some young groups of young people where they've not been able to afford to give a donation towards it, but it's really helped with some antisocial behaviour elements as well, in terms of people coming into the space and having something to do rather than nothing to do. So that's been great for families as well as young people. Over the week running up to Christmas, we've got story time every day, and that's for families with young children and older children as well. And we all like a story being read to us, don't we? So that's another thing that we're doing in addition. And then Saturdays are becoming quite full for us. The 3rd of December is our famous Christmas fair, which is a community event really with lots going on. And that's is in collaboration also with the Town Council Christmas celebration on the same day. And I think that's a really good opportunity for, again, people to have lots to do. In as well as our warm space, I just wanted to really update that we'll be offering hot drinks and soup in a cup for the hours that the library will be open. So that's 9 till 6 Monday to Friday and 9 to 5 on a Saturday. And people won't be asked why they're requesting it. They won't have to ask for it. It's going to be made readily available. And again, you know, that will fit in with other organisations offering something around Wellingborough, so that there's often somewhere to go, and just for people to know really. So yes, if I send through the full programme, Jonathan, because we've got so much going on, I think we want people to share what they're doing as well, but that's a brief overview for you.
Please do, Sophie. If you wanted to share with the whole group, obviously it's community@wellingborough.org. If you're being a bit bashful, you can just email it to me on the thing that I send the invites out, which is info@wellingborough.org. We've got 4 people holding their hands up. I might get this in the wrong order, but I think Alex was first.
Thanks, Jonathan. I just wanted to just run over what funding we've got available through Northamptonshire Community Foundation at the moment. So a deadline coming up soon is on the 1st of December, and that is for the hashtag I Will Fund. The hashtag I Will Fund is a national pot of money that as community foundations across the UK we're helping to distribute. The fund is there to help youth social action, so a bit like what's happening at the school locally near Wellingborough, and it's about getting young people involved in community social action. So if you're a VCSE group who is wanting to get young volunteers into the work that you're doing, it's a grant for up to £10,000 for 12 months. As I said, the application's on the 1st of December for the deadline. Then there'll be a grants panel happening at the start of January, and groups will likely find out at the end of January whether or not they've been successful. So as I said, that's specifically about getting young people into social action, community work. We then have our sort of more regular grants deadline on the 2nd of December, and there's a pot of money which is specifically for Northants, which Wellingborough sits in, obviously, and that is the Margaret Giffen Community Fund, and that's for up to £3,000, and it's about projects which are tackling poverty and disadvantage in Northants. We then have a rolling programme that's open at the moment, which means that there's no set deadline. You can apply at any time. It's the Constance Travis Endowment Fund for Northamptonshire. It's for up to £3,000, and it covers a whole host of different local goals. So things like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, climate action, reduced inequalities, gender equality. It covers a whole host of different activities, different themes and needs that we looking to tackle. With that being a rolling programme, as I said, you can apply at any time, and we try to get a funding decision within 2 weeks of the application being submitted. We are going to have a break over Christmas, but if you had any projects that you wanted to get in before Christmas, then I would probably do that in the next week or so. Otherwise, as I said, it will be sort of reopening up in January. So those are sort of the big ones at the moment, just to note. I'll pop a link to our website in the chat. We are happy to have a look at draft applications, as long as we've got a bit of time before the deadline, or of course, if it's a Constance Travis one and it's a rolling programme, happy to look at it whenever. But if you've got any questions about eligibility applying for funds through NCF, or if you want to discuss any, a project and you're not sure which funding programme to go for, then we're happy to, the grants team's happy to chat it through with you as well.
Thank you for that, Alex. That list was very comprehensive. Is there a possibility, either if you wanted to join our community list, which of course I can sign you up to, or to share it with me at info@wellingborough.org? I believe I've emailed you the link on that. So if you supply me that list, or join the email list and share it that way. I think I saw a lot of people trying to scribble all that information down. I must admit I'm not quite that quick writing, but thank you for sharing that. That'd be great if you can share it that way too. Val, you were next.
Yeah, something I'd like to get across here is I'm very fortunate. I am actually 77 years of age. I am still working, and we're very fortunate because both of us have worked very hard through our lives. I do utility warehouse, and you might think this is a sales thing, but it's not. I'm very passionate about our company. It's very ethical, and something I'm offering to the community is to actually help people look at their bills. No sales pitch, just look at their bills and help people to actually understand, particularly their energy bills. And if I can advise them or point them in the right direction. If they want to then look at our services, that's great. If not, that's fine too. And what I'm actually offering is, if anybody did switch through me to utility warehouse, the customer gathering bonus that I receive, I'm quite happy to put into the community, whether it's through Glamis Hall or any of the funding, £40, Marion, that you're talking about. I'm quite happy to give back. So I just wanted to put that across to people, and I can honestly say we are the cheapest energy supplier now, and we don't just do energy. And something about eco and sustainability, I'd just like to get this across as well. These are packets of seeds. Can you see them?
Yep.
This is something the company's promoting to get people to plant seeds for the bees. And I actually send these out to my customers in their birthday cards to help them to get them promoted. We sponsored a beehive. We've planted nearly 300,000 trees up in the Brecon Beacons, and there's going to be another 1 million planted. And currently, just as an aside to that, we can save people money. So any homeowners at the moment, if they take 2 services from Utility Warehouse, on their second bill, they'll get £100. Okay. If they take 3 services, they'll get 200. But what I'm trying to get across to people is I'm not just a salesperson. I'm actually trying to help the community. So if I can spend some time at the Victoria Centre one day and people can come and show me their bills, or Glamis Hall or whatever, I'm quite happy to do that. And on a different note, I've got a slow cooker that I want to get rid of. It's about 5 years old, but I don't know if it's of any help to Glamis Hall or anybody. There's nothing wrong with it. And I've also got one of these blenders that I'm just going to take them down the tip. But if somebody would like to make use of them, I'm quite happy to give them away.
Don't take them down the tip, drop them off at the Eco Hub, or I know where you live, Val. I know that sounds a bit frightening,
well, they're there.
Get them if you like. But yeah, you've been into the Eco Hub before, haven't you? So if you want to pop them in, great. If you don't, give us a shout. I'll come and get them off you.
So that's Glamis Hall, isn't it?
That's Glamis Hall round the back, yeah.
Well, it's about time I came down for a cup of coffee, Joe. I mean, I've been a bit immobile over the last few months because I broke my femur, but I am back out driving again now.
Last time I spoke to you, you were in hospital.
Yeah.
It's not a laughing matter, is it? But we are having hybrid happy cafes 12 till 2 on a Thursday. So if you are immobile, they're for people like yourself that can't get out of the house but still want to join it. And obviously I can send you a link for that. It's not the same one as this because that'd be confusing. Could I move on to Kevin just so everybody gets a chance to speak? Thank you for that, Val.
Thank you. I will just repeat that we have the Tuesday warm bank, which runs from 10 o'clock till 4. This has free food available. So we are looking to feed. We're looking to build on our offer of food. Start off cheese on toast, beans on toast. Very good soup. There's very good soup in a roll, and it's bottomless. You know, nobody will be leaving us hungry unless they really don't like the food. We've not found anybody who doesn't like it yet. But we'll be building on that. I'll be trying to make it into meals as much as I can, but that depends on what we can source at a really good price. But we got activities on that going. Well, I see that's a continual thing that we've got for most weekends now to most Tuesdays to the end of the year, but we're not currently doing one on the 20th of December or the 27th. I might review the 20th, but you know, watch this space. And then going forward, this will carry on until the end of February with the first one. I'm ambitiously going to be opening up on the 3rd of January. So, you know, I'm not sure we'll get much uptake on that, but we will be opening. And it might be a nice way for people to get away from the families. I should say that the sponsors have asked us to only serve Victoria Ward, which I think Marion has rightly pointed out is a little bit, you know, restrictive. However, should any of you guys turn up, or anybody who's from a local area, they will be invited to stay as my guest. If they've got lots of money, they can always make a donation. If they're not, then we wouldn't consider taking one from them anyway. So we have our hub, we have our rules, but that doesn't mean that I can't invite and have guests there anyway. It's just we're not actually advertising through to them. That might change. I am constantly asking for flexibility on that. If it does, then I'll change the advertising. The other thing is I've got a more flexible fund, which is enabling me to have a warm bank, warm room. In fact, warm bank is a really bad name. It seems to be something that's been invented in some elevated circles. So I really should call it a warm room. People know what that warm room is. In fact, the thing that sells best is free food. And I'm also giving to selected people who we know who really need it. We're trying to put together packs of food so they can take away. it's not what the project's about, but there's food there, we won't waste it. So that's going out the door during that project. So anyway, on the new one, we'll be starting in January. It'll be January the 7th, the first day. That'll be every Saturday then through January, February and March. And we got better funding for that. So not only is everybody openly welcome, but we'll be able to maybe do better on the food or better on other aspects of it. We also are looking to do entertainment. We got puzzles, we got tabletop games, we got books. I have said we'll have a TV, but I'm not quite sure how well that will work. But you know, we'll play that by ear. And what I also want to do is invite different groups to come in and engage, talk, entertain even. Now, I think actually could be something that's really good for the eco group if you want to come and help put your message out. Happy to just do leaflets if you want to give us those. And also, from the very start of this session, as I was listening to Val, I was thinking, Val, you might want to come along and have a chat, tell them what you can do. Whether they bring their bills through, probably they'd need to see some kind of, get to know you a little bit first before sharing. But you'd be more than welcome to come in on a day where we feel that we can predict a good turnout, because at the moment we've only done 2 of these. So, you know, we've had low numbers at the first, moderate at the second, and hopefully we'll be proving regularly high numbers. So as soon as we got that done, it'd be great maybe to see you come through, present to the lot, see what engagement you get, and then possibly follow through either on home visits or with people collectively bringing bills. And we could even go further than that. We could, I get from the familiarity you've got with Glamis Hall people here that you're closer to Glamis than to Victoria Centre. But you know, maybe it's something that we could find a room for you to do a regular surgery.
I'm sort of in the middle, really. I'm off of Kingsway.
Then we can compete for you. Whoever can offer the better deal. But in any case, I'd love to meet you and have a chat as well. So you've got an open invitation to make contact, or maybe we'll do it from this, and we can meet up and you can maybe show me what you're doing. One other thing I will mention, we do the ICNA service at Victoria Centre. I know that there's similar services around the town now, but this is something we've done for decades, and we've got a really strong game of helping people to get all the documents sorted out, the bureaucracy sorted out. It's often for settling migrants, but it's not only for that. If people have got any issues or changes, and that has commonalities with some of the things that Val's doing. It'd be interesting just to see if we've got an ongoing collaboration possibility. I'll be more than happy to explore.
We've got about 7 minutes left, but thank you for that, Kevin. And again, please do share everything you're doing so I can put it on our calendar and also the website. Simon, I believe you were next.
Yeah, for the next 10 minutes. No, I'm only joking, Jonathan, don't worry. So just a couple of things I've put in the chat. Just for local businesses, we want to make sure that businesses are aware of the information and support that's available to them. So that in the chat box, I've put the North Northants Business Network information page, which has got containing links to a lot of help and support for businesses locally. The North Northamptonshire Sustainable Food Network, if we can just make sure people are aware of that website as well, because obviously it is for the area. NMBN, which is the organisation we lead for charities, organisations, businesses in the north of the county as well. There's information there. And I'm just going to post this one in as well. I thought I'd hit return, but I haven't. But there's a section within the website there about supporting our future. We're keen to encourage anybody to go into the local schools and engage with the students over their careers, where they've been in the past, to help inspire them, motivate them, or whatever they need to be able to help to understand what the world of work looks like. So we are publishing opportunities that are given to us from schools for people, any of us on this call, that can go in and spend some time with the students and talk to them about our career journeys, what we do today and where we've been in the past. So do have a look around that as well. I just want to say thank you for Joanne for supporting the Small Business Saturday campaign from the Town Council's point of view. And do have a chat with Val. I've known Val for 15 years and obviously been very engaged in our community. Val is very highly respected within our community, and it's been great to have known her over the last 15 years. So 15 14 years, I think, actually. I added one accidentally, but that's enough for me, I think. Thank you.
Okay, talking about Joe, I'd like to get the two Joes in, but I think the Joe from Glamis had her hand up first.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know what's going on up here. Obviously, we've got the day centre and the venue for hire. We've got the Eco Hub, we've got the warm rooms, we've got the Repair Cafe. We've also got, as a date for your diaries, in February, there's a community voting day, which is NNC. They have a pot of money where you can get between £500 to £2,500. The applications should start going or be available from December to apply for this money. It can be a community group or it can be individuals from the local community if they've identified something that they think needs up and running. So from my point of view, what I'm looking at doing is bidding for some of this money to set up drop-in sessions with various organisations. So I might have the police here for one day a month. I'd have somebody from the DWP here once a month, so people can drop in and talk to them instead of having to go and make appointments to go elsewhere. So once you've done your application, on the 25th of February is voting day. So you have to come and do a presentation to the public, to the community, whoever they've managed to get involved, and they will decide who gets what awards and how much they get. So it'd be a good day for networking as well, because hopefully everybody can think of something they want to bid for that's between those values. I will know more when I know when the application forms are going to be available and when they're going out. I know about it because they've booked it for up here, but I thought it was worth sharing with everybody. If the Repair Cafe wanted to bid for some money for getting in some people that perhaps need paying for specialist services or something, additional money for the warm rooms that Eco Hub and Kevin's got running maybe, or something else. But I thought I'd share that. So it's the 25th of February is the voting day.
That's
Well done for
Saturday,
saying
Joe,
that.
is that right?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
So
questioning the
they've
date.
got the whole, hold on one second, because I can't remember what time it is. It's in February. They've got the whole 9 till 1. So I think it's going to sort of run 10 till half 12, 10 till 12 is the plan.
Okay. Cool. I know Marion's waving her hand. And see you later, Sophie. She's gone. We haven't heard from a couple of people and we've only got a couple of minutes left. Is Joanne actually here, or is she sort of a shadow of herself? Are you there, Joanne, from the council?
I am, sorry.
Would you like to say anything? Because I'm sure that John would like to give us some general tips and advice at the end, but no shaking his head. Have you got anything you'd like to add?
No, like Simon said, we're supporting the Small Business Day on 3rd because we've got our Christmas market on the Market Square. We've also got a grant for up to £1,000 that's available for non-profit organisations. So you can visit our website and get information and apply for that one. The next point of applications, I think 6th of January the deadline is. I'm sure it's on the website anyway. So yeah, apply away, that'd be great. We've also got, as Marion's holding up, a corporate plan that we're doing, and we're trying to get everybody's views in Welling Borough on what we plan to do. We're looking at taking over the Swanspool Pavilion and the gardens and also the market. We'll hold some more carnival, and I know we've also got to do the Christmas lights, which kindly passed on to us. So it's obviously about asking what your views are on us taking on these assets.
Joanne, we keep losing you.
Oh no, do you? It's probably because I'm on my phone and it's in a very weird location, and that's why I took my video off as well, because I thought it was losing connection. But
I mean, stuck us in your pocket.
How do we get a copy of the corporate plan document that you were holding up, Marion?
You go. I can help with it.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the website. It's on the Wellingborough Town Council website, and the deadline for submitting thoughts, observations, ideas, answering the questions is the 16th of December. Joe would be probably telling you that town councillors and staff will be at a number of events over the next couple of weeks, helping to promote the corporate plan and we want to get lots and lots more people's thoughts on it than we managed last year, lots of our ideas, to contribute to it. The other thing I'm sure Joe would be telling you about is next Wednesday, which is the 30th of November. The town council has done a project with the Wellingborough Eco Group. So the Wellingborough Eco Group has been growing a few trees that we got off our friends at Glamis Hall from the Wood and Wildlife Trust. They've been part of the Queen's Green Canopy, and we've donated 31 of those to the town council. And next Wednesday, the 30th of November at 11 o'clock in Castlefields Park, we will be planting them. So if anybody wants to come along, bring a spade. Well, I'm saying bring a spade. I don't know if Joe wants us all to bring a spade, but it might be an idea to plant some of those trees. And then after that, at 1 o'clock, a new bench was funded by the town council it was for the Queen's Jubilee, but it's now in memory of the Queen. And that's being unveiled, as it were. That's actually in Swans Pool Gardens. That's being unveiled by the mayor at 1 o'clock next Wednesday as well. What else is the town council doing? There's a number of events that the town council is supporting and running in relation to Christmas. As Sophie said from the library, the town council is doing a number of activities on the 3rd of December. And all of this information is on the Wellingborough Town Council's website. Something else I wanted to mention in respect to the town council is a community award scheme that Sally kind of reminded us about this morning. That's a special scheme run by the town council to nominate. I think there's 6 categories she mentioned this morning. Again, the details are on the town council's website, but it'd be good if there's community champions that you want to nominate for awards under either as groups or individuals or whatever, then please do go to the website and identify those, put in forms to nominate those people or groups. Yeah, there's quite a lot that the town council are doing over Christmas. So as I say, I point you in the direction of the website.
There's loads going on in there, Marion. You've forgotten to tell everybody about climate conversations next Thursday.
No, I haven't. I was just wearing one hat and now I'm putting the other hat on.
Go on, you're minus 2 minutes already.
In respect of Wellingborough Climate Action Project, we had a climate conversation this morning, and the second one is next Thursday in the evening, 7 till 9 at Glamis Hall. So if you do want to come along, it'd be really good if you register beforehand. Give some idea of the numbers of people coming. Did you want to put the link in the chat, Jonathan, or should we just send it as part of a follow-up email?
I've already shared it via the 2 groups, the WhatsApp and the email list. So again, I'll share it again for everybody to look at.
So do come out. And sorry, lastly, beg your pardon. Lastly, the lady from Christopher Hatton School, we'd be very keen to have a chat with you. Would you be interested in having somebody from our group, from the Climate Action Project, coming to talk to some of the students about climate action, probably in the new year? If you are, please,
yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do that.
Okay, shall I drop my email in the chat, and then anybody who wants to get into it, thank you, I'll do that now.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Ashley, would you like to join the community email list so you can basically post and share?
Yeah, that'd be great. Shall I put my email in here and then you can add me to the list?
I've already got it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's the other person I was going to add to that? Don't know, but I've got Val and Judy to add to that as well. Joe, get your hand up.
Alex was the other person that asked to be added to the list.
I'm glad you said that. Right, Alex and Ash, fantastic.
I've just
Right,
got a community event that I think you may or may not know about, but I just want to make sure that you do. On the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of December, the United Reformed Church are holding their Christmas tree festival again. They did it last year. We submitted a tree from the day centre last year, which had clear baubles, and one side was a picture of a client doing an activity and the other side was our logo. This year they've all been writing on stars why they love coming to Glamis, and we've got the Panto group are doing it and the youth club group have been doing it as well. So all the stars will have little words and colourful pictures on them. But that's the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of December. I have got a poster, so I'll forward that around the group because it's different times on different days. It's £2 admission and it's to raise money to make their building more disabled accessible.
Fabulous. Yeah, that will be on the Wellingborough Eco Group's advent calendar, and the Eco Group will be digging theirs up on the Wednesday before that, which will be the 30th or 31st, whatever it is, of November.
You're not going to put the one with the litter picker on it again, are you?
No, we'll probably have that too. We've got one from Welly Wombles and one from the Eco Group. Our Eco
accused of being a devil last year.
I feel like I'm being heckled here, Joe, but there we go. We will be decorating it at Eco Crafters on Wednesday afternoon. If anybody wants to join in and have a bit of fun with a Christmas tree from our community allotment. Anywho, we have gone over by 6 minutes, which is my personal pet peeve. I think the thing to say to everybody is thank you to everybody for what you're doing. Thank you for joining in with us at this forum. There obviously won't be one in December because it's the last Friday afternoon of the month. And I may be wrong, but I think that's New Year's Eve. 2 other things that we are potentially doing, and Mary stuck her hand up. Where are you, Mary? Oh, there you are. You're probably just about to say the same thing as me, Mary, but go on if you want to chip in very quickly.
Ignore my video. Hello everyone, it's Mary. I run a food bank, redeem funds in Capel Road, Queensway. What's happening is on December 17th, we are doing a Christmas dinner for the elderly one who are alone in their home. That's going to happen in St. Mark Church. Whatever event I do, I normally liaise with St. Mark Church because it's quite close to my home and as well as it's very spacious. So that's what we're going to do. At the moment, I'm not taking any more numbers because we already got nearly 30 elderly one joining it, and including the volunteers, there might be probably 40, so don't want to make it too crowded, but maybe next year if someone would like to attend it. This year we are doing it, last year I hosted it all by ourselves, but this year the food side will be covered by St. Mark Church, whereas the present side will be covered by us. What I do, I just run a food bank and I just get liaised with everybody who needs help with fresh foods or those bits. Whenever any group are doing anything, I'll just step in if they need any help with. On that note, we got loads of onions and they're gorgeous onions. If you need them, please let me know.
I think Kevin likes his onions. He's just stuck his hand up at that exact moment. Would you like to say something about onions, Kevin?
Well, you're absolutely right. Spot on. I absolutely love onions. I buy them in 10 kilo bags and then cut them up and freeze them, so they're already available for me every time I'm cooking. But no, that's not why I put my hand up. Mary just reminded me there of, I didn't mention our 10th of December festival event. It's going to be a children's party, and we're going to be very much looking to not compete with the other events which are happening then, because many are doing their Christmas events there, but we're aiming to do it in our locality, but it should still be fun. And I am looking for more Christmas trees because they seem to be a really good way of decorating in a mobile fashion. If anyone's got any spare Christmas trees, do share. And in particular, childcare have said they want a real one, which means I need to try and get one which is replantable. So the Eco Group might have some insights on that.
We may have 30 after the Christmas tree festival at Port Pie Church, but there we go.
I will have them all.
I bet you will. It will look like only holding going from the bit. Anyway, we've definitely gone over time now. Thank you very much. Do share with staff. Kevin alluded to a Christmas thing. There is one at Glamis Hall on the 10th as well. It's pretty much all day. I think Joe's already introduced that. The Eco Group is also helping, working with Mary with food sharers on a Tuesday and on Christmas Eve night. So if you're hungry on Christmas Eve, do let people know that we're going to have a stack of food from various supermarkets and it will be a warm room too, so that'll be quite exciting. We'll share more details about that. As for pennies, the co-op would like to buy you all cups of tea and stuff. So if you've got an event that needs tea and coffee, do let me know. I might be able to come and buy it for you. And there are other funding opportunities because they've just changed things. We're not talking millions, we're talking a few, like £100 or so. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Unless anybody else has got anything else they'd like to say. No. Okay. Thanks all. Thanks for what you do. And we shall see you on the last Friday in January. Thanks. See you soon.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to one and all.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Everybody,
later.
bye.
Bye, Mary. Who we got there?
Hi, Marion.
Hello, Mary, you right?
I'm just walking on my way back home now from school.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right, doing good. Been busy. Oh my gosh, it's getting so busy nowadays. Just
Yeah. Yeah. Do you need help on the 17th?
I need to speak only because I said we